Today, we're going to break down a pretty amazing but not very well known tax strategy that could save UK business owners thousands, literally tens of thousands of pounds, on a brand new electric car. It all comes down to how you buy it, and trust me, the difference is just staggering. So let's just dive right in with the big headline question. How on earth can a 50,000-pound car, say a shiny new Tesla, actually end up costing you something closer to 30,000? I know, it sounds way too good to be true, right? But stick with me because the numbers, well, they don't lie. Okay, so to make this really clear, we're going to look at two completely different ways of buying the exact same car. To keep things simple, let's say the car we want is a 50,000-pound Tesla, and we've earned 75,000 pounds to pay for it. As you're about to see, the path you take here makes all the difference in the world. Right, first up is option one, the personal route. This is the way most people do it. You earn money, it lands in your personal bank account, and you buy the car from there. It's the normal way. And as we're about to find out, it's also the most expensive way, by a long shot. The process here is dead simple, right? You earn your money, the taxman swoops in and takes his cut, and then you get to spend what's left on your new car. The most important thing to see here is the order of events. The tax gets paid first, and that absolutely crushes your spending power. Let's put some real numbers on this. You earn that 75 grand. Straight away, about 25,000 pounds of that vanishes in income tax and national insurance. Poof. So what you actually get to take home is around 52,000. That's the real pot of money you have to play with. So out of that 52,000 pounds in take-home pay, you go and buy your 50,000 pounds car. And what you're left with? Just 2,000 pounds. That's it. You've got the awesome new car, but your bank account has been almost completely wiped out. Now for option two. This is where things get really, really interesting. This is the method for anyone who owns their own business or maybe has a side hustle that runs as a limited company. Now look at this. We've completely flipped the script. The company earns the money, then, and this is the crucial part, it buys the car, and only after that does it pay tax on what's left. Buying the car before tax is the absolute game changer here. So how does this work? Well, with a new electric car, the government lets your company treat the entire cost of the car as a 100% tax-deductible business expense. This means you get to subtract the full 50,000 pounds from your company's profits before you calculate the tax bill. A smaller profit means, you guessed it, a much smaller tax bill. Let's put these two scenarios head to head. The personal route, earn 75K, pay 25K in tax, buy the car, and you're left with just 2,000 pounds. Now, the company route, from the same 75K of earnings, the tax paid is only about 5,000 pounds. You buy the exact same car, and you're left with a massive 20,000 pounds in cash. I mean, just look at that. The bottom line here isn't a small difference. It's a chasm. Taking the company route leaves you with 18,000 more in your pocket. Same car, same earnings, just a totally wildly different outcome. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. Hang on a second. How can this be a proper business expense if I'm using the car to go to the supermarket or drive the kids around on the weekend? Surely there's a catch, right? Well, yes, there is. But it's a catch that the government has designed to be amazing. The key that unlocks this entire strategy is a little piece of tax jargon called benefit in kind, or BIK for short. And when it comes to electric cars, the government has made the rules incredibly generous. So what is benefit in kind? You can think of it as the government's way of taxing your work perks. If your company gives you something valuable, like private health insurance or, a car, HMRC sees that as a type of income, and they want you to pay a little bit of tax on it. That's fair enough. But here, this is the absolute magic bullet. The government desperately wants us to drive cleaner cars. So while a gas-guzzling petrol car might have a BIK tax rate of, say, 37%, the rate for a brand new, fully electric car is set at an unbelievably low 2%. Let's just break that down. For a 50,000-pound Tesla, the taxable benefit is just 2% of that value. That's only 1,000 pounds. So HMRC essentially pretends you earned an extra grand that year. You just pay your normal income tax rate on that tiny amount, not on the whole 50 grand. It's a tiny, tiny tax for a huge, huge benefit.
And believe it or not, the savings don't even stop with the purchase price. Oh no, they just keep on coming for as long as you own the car. Because the car is officially a company asset, all of its running costs can also be put through the business as 100% tax-deductible expenses. We're talking about your insurance, every penny you spend on charging, any servicing or maintenance. On top of that, you're already saving on road tax and any congestion charges. The savings just stack up and up and up. The source material we used for this explainer puts it perfectly. When you add all of these tax savings together, you're, in a way, getting the Tesla for nearly half price. That's almost 20 grand that you wouldn't otherwise have.
Now, just for complete transparency, there is one last thing to keep in mind. When your company eventually sells the car down the line, whatever money it gets back counts as company profit, and you will have to pay corporation tax on it. So that does claw back a little bit of the initial saving, but even with that, you are still thousands and thousands of pounds better off.
So all of this leaves us with a pretty powerful final thought. For years, the big selling point of an electric car has been about saving money on fuel, right? But for a business owner, could it be that the biggest saving of all has absolutely nothing to do with petrol and everything to do with tax? Something to think about.